we're going to continue our nutrition series today. Robbie's here with us again. And Robbie, why is nutrition so important?
Well, Ken, we only have one body, and I'm a firm believer in what goes in comes out. And you know, God talks about nutrition in the Bible too. He says your body's a temple, therefore honor God with your body. Let's get started today. We're going to do lunch items. So I've chosen some items that you might not think are necessarily bad for you, and it may be items that you or I even consume during the day. But the goal is to determine how to make better choices when we shop for these items. We're going to make a sandwich today along with a couple of complimentary snacks that we would normally pack in a lunch. So let's get started. So with bread, you have two choices, white or wheat. Well, wheat is better. I know a lot of us have heard that, but why? Wheat contains a lot more fiber. And if you look on the bread labeled here, you're going to see it says enriched. Anytime that you see an enriched or added ingredients or anything like that, beware. It doesn't mean that it's more healthy. It means they've added something to it to try to make it more enticing, but that's not its natural form. So wheat bread is going to be our better choice when we go for sandwiches. Let's go on to lunch meat. So we're going to start with bologna. So bologna is a common choice, and I even got chicken-based bologna. So these slices have 11 grams of fat per slice, and they have 100 calories per slice. So the next option that's going to be a little bit healthier is going to be ham. Ham is actually 98% fat-free, way better than our 11 grams of fat. This fat is only 2. So the serving size is very similar between the two. That's one thing that you do want to make sure of. But the ham is going to be significantly lower in the total fat. And the calories, 60 calories in this. So ham is going to be a better choice. Now another favorite of mine is chicken breast. If you watch our previous videos, you'll see we compare and contrast some of the price differentiation and how to shop smart. These items are wonderful. What we found was that this is the cheaper buy. But when you look at the nutrition, 1 gram of fat per serving on the chicken and only 50 calories. That's substantial. That's substantial when you compare to the bologna. So chicken, turkey, ham, those items are going to be better. Your bologna, roast beef, corned beef, salami, things like that, they're going to be a little higher, especially in the fat content. Not always really higher in the calories, but definitely in the fat. So you're going to want to watch out for some of those items. Let's go on to cheese. I love cheese. I love cheese. One thing that we want to talk about with cheese, though, is what's the difference between this American versus this, which is the mild cheddar. So this cheese is actually not real cheese. Let me tell you why. If you read the front of the product, it says cheese product. So this is made with cheese product, but what else? It's actually got a lot of oil in it, and oil is fattening. Oil actually leads to problems with cholesterol and high blood pressure and other items like that. So you want to be cautious about buying something like this. If you look at the calories and the fat content, 70 calories per slice in this and 5 grams of fat. This is actual cheese. This is real cheese, and the calories per slice is 45 per slice and 3.5 grams of total fat. So that's a substantial difference, and it's way, way healthier for you. You're getting a lot more of your calcium in this than you are in the oil product, the cheese product. So shop for this. I like condiments. I love condiments. So how do you know which one is better for you? Mayonnaise is always, always, always going to be higher in fat content and calories. How do I know? It's pretty easy. This has 0 grams of fat, 0 calories. It doesn't get much better than that. This has 5 grams of fat and 50 calories per serving. And a serving is actually really small. A serving is only 1 tablespoon. I think I put a little bit more on that in my sandwich. So you can really cut out substantially by switching to mustard. So let's talk about chips. Who doesn't like chips? I mean, we snack on chips sometimes throughout the day. So how do you make a wise choice when it comes to that crunchy crave that you have? Well, classic potato chips is the go-to. It's a standard. This has 160 calories in 24 chips and 10 grams of fat. An option that you can look at is Kettle baked chips. So Kettle chips have less fat. It even says on the front of the bag, it says reduced fat. So Kettle chips actually have only 5 grams of fat as opposed to 10 grams of fat, and 130 calories as opposed to 160 calories. So there you can cut a little. It's actually half the fat that's in this. They taste the same, really. Another way you can set down even further is going to be pretzels. Pretzels are my personal favorite because if you watch another video we did, we talked about the actual price per ounce. The price per ounce of pretzels is substantially lower than the chips. You have 15 ounces in this bag, you have 8 ounces in this bag, and this is 25 cents less than this bag. So it's starting off, it's already cheaper, less expensive, and the calories, 120 calories per serving, only 1 gram of fat. 1 gram of fat. So a serving size is 42 pretzels. That's wonderful. We had 24 chips versus 42 pretzels and only 1 gram of fat instead of 10. I think I would go to pretzels. I could eat a lot more and still be under my calories. Next, crispy wheats. So if you like crackers, you're not really a chip person, but you still want that crunch. Choose something that is a wheat-based instead of white. You're going to be better off as far as the nutritional standpoint. This has 130 calories per 16 crackers, and it has 3.5 grams of fat. If you remember, we talked about in a previous video about the difference in the types of fat. When you read the fat labels, make sure you notice the total fat and look at it broken down. So broken down, your saturated and your trans-saturated, those are the 2 dangerous fats. And then your poly and your mono, those are both of the good fats. This one, when you break it down, only has 0.5 grams of saturated fat, 0 grams of trans fat. So the total of 3, most of it is in the good fats. So this would be a better item than, say, your chips, which are a lot more fattening, a lot more trans and saturated fats. Another item, if you like something small, crunchy, peanuts. Now, nuts are good for you, but in moderation. And when I say moderation, I mean a handful, not a fistful, and definitely not a container. So this contains 14 grams of fat in 1 ounce. 1 ounce is about 1/4 of a cup. It is a very small amount. And this contains 160 calories. Now the fat is a lot of the good fats. It's not the saturated and trans. You only have 2 grams out of 14 that's in the saturated fat. But again, it still has more fat. Carrots, unbelievably healthy, low in fat, 25 calories per about 20 carrots. That's extremely low. So it doesn't get much lower than that. So grab carrots. It's a much better snack, and you can eat a lot more of them. My end and my fun snack of the day is going to be your fruits. So I personally like pears. Pears have a lot of fiber in them. Pears have a lot of water, so they kind of help to keep you hydrated throughout the day. Apples have a lot of water too, not quite as much as pears and peaches and watermelon, but they're also good. A pear costs a little over $1. This pear was $1.15, so a little on the pricey side. If you're on a budget and you're trying to save money, you still get the same amount of fiber in an apple. These were 50 cents a piece, so a little less than half of the pear, and they still give you that fiber and that crispy sweetness that you like and crave. That concludes it. So we hope that you have happy shopping. Make healthy choices. Remember that your body is the temple of God. Honor your body.